Welcome to the first episode of 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers. I'm your host, Kevin Fitch, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. I hope you're ready, because here comes your 5 minutes of sunshine. Now, this episode's a little unorthodox because it's not just about a few moments in a teaching day. It's about thousands of beautiful moments. When I first started teaching in 1999, this was the running joke. What's the best part of teaching? Wait for it, wait for it. June, July, and August. That one never gets old, and there is some truth to it. Blessed summer vacation, the ultimate reward for being a teacher, the one thing that makes everyone else jealous of teachers. Summer's not just 5 minutes of sunshine, it's 2 to 3 months of sunshine. Summer break is a time-honored, even sacred part of teaching, and for good reason. We've earned every day of summer break with the blood, sweat, and tears that comes with the grind of teaching day in and day out. Summer break is also the biggest milestone in a teacher's year. It's the end and then the beginning of our year. In June, when the school year is finally done, we run from the school buildings like someone has just pulled the fire alarm, squealing with joy. 8 or 9 weeks of bliss lay ahead. No to-do lists, no alarm clocks, no meetings, no planning, no grading, no behavior problems, no stress. Nothing but time. There is joy at the start of any vacation, but for teachers, the start of summer break is nothing short of euphoria, at least for 4 or 5 days. I usually stay up late, binge watching movies and shows I didn't have time for during the school year. I sleep late, cook a few elaborate meals. I feel like I have time for everything. And lo and behold, in a week or so, I'm a normal human being again, not completely exhausted and preoccupied all the time. My wife is always amazed during summer break that I haven't gone to bed by 7 o'clock. But after the first few days of selfish bliss, summer begins to be consumed by other things. Over the years, I've learned to be very intentional about scheduling good things first. And it's not hard to do because if you're like me, you've been planning for summer break since Christmas. There are weekend road trips, longer vacations if you're lucky, barbecues, swimming pools, and let's talk about lunch. Summertime. I like to slowly eat, maybe watch a little TV, maybe read a little, and then after a long while, I'll look at the clock and see that 45 minutes have passed. And you know what? I didn't check any emails, or prep for the next lesson, or have any impromptu meetings. Sheer bliss. Summer break is for doing all the artsy crafty things you want. You can read just for fun. And at long last, you can go out to dinner with family and friends and not be worried about getting home because it's a school night. Summer break isn't all fun and games. Inevitably, we have to schedule the not-so-fun things. Paint the bedroom, fix the sink, redo the flower beds in the yard, mow the lawn, water the lawn, reorganize all the closets, schedule doctor's appointments and procedures that you've been putting off. But despite these to-do lists, summer break is still blissful. No matter what happens during the day, there's comfort in knowing we don't have to go back to work tomorrow, or the next day, or the next week, or the next month. And then, after a few weeks of summer break, it becomes painfully obvious that the rest of the grown-ups in our lives are still working and don't have the wealth of time we do. You start getting the funny looks from regular working people and the awkward questions like, "So, what do you do all day since you're not working?" I always stumble for the right answer to that, for some kind of excuse to justify all my free time. And so the stigma of summer break is revealed. The cloud that hovers over our sunshine. Guilt. I don't know how many times over the years that I've heard people scoff at the idea of teachers having such a massive amount of summer vacation. I'm sure you've heard it too. Why do you guys need a summer break? Teachers have way too much time off as it is. Your job's not that hard anyway. Try working in the real world where there is no summer break. Oh, little do they know, those who have never experienced the insane demands of being a teacher. All of those breaks, especially summer break, are a teacher's lifeline. But still, I always feel guilty after a while, which leads to doing all the housework, all the cooking, taking a professional development class that I don't want to, or God forbid, getting a summer job. And so it goes through the 4th of July and maybe a week or so beyond. Then I always start to feel it. Summer break is slipping away. I start thinking about going back to school. I find myself looking at teacher websites and posts on social media. I start thinking about field trips and interesting science lessons and different ways to set up my classroom. I'll text my teammates to make sure they're coming back. And I actually look at a calendar and highlight the day in early August when I'll report back to work. And then the beautiful dream is over. If it was a good break, which they usually are, I'm rejuvenated, refreshed, and ready again to teach my butt off. This perhaps is why summer break for teachers hasn't gone away. We need the time away from school because school can be all-consuming. I think nobody would keep on teaching after their first year if it wasn't for summer break. So my teacher friends, I hope that you take full advantage of summer break. It is our beautiful gift. Sleep in often. Spend the day reading or watching movies. Watch a good teacher movie like Dead Poets Society. Seize the day. Do what you do to pamper yourself. Rejuvenate. And please, please, please take joy in taking care of the people in your life who aren't blessed with summer break. Do the housework. Finish those projects you've been putting off. Give them the gift of your endless time because you have nothing but time. Soon enough, August will roll around and the next beautiful dream begins. Another year of teaching. And to the rest of the people in the world who have so-called real jobs that don't allow for summer break, I say this. I'm sorry you didn't choose to be a teacher, sucker. That's it for now, teacher friends. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again next time on 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers.